Through the land grant system, there is an extension office in every state in Indiana. But what really does the Extension Service do? And specifically, what does it do in DuBois County? Let's find out in this edition of WJTS in.form. Joining me in the studio is Jan Dougan. Jan is the Extension Educator for DuBois County.
Correct.
And so there is a Jan Dougan in Spencer County, and there's a Jan Dougan in Martin County, and on and on. Let's talk about what started the land grant extension system in the United States. Am I calling that by the right term?
You are. The land grant system was initiated way back in the 1800s when people were moving west, and the statesmen, politicians, felt like it was really important to provide education to all people. So they actually gave land to, or identified land in each of the states to create a public university. So in Indiana, that's Purdue University. And the land grant is a cooperative effort to do the research, to provide the education to the individuals living in the communities. So when you think about it, it's a cooperative effort between the federal government, the USDA, the National Institute of Food and Agriculture, and other organizations at the federal level, the state organizations, our state legislature and Purdue University, and then the county. The county governments also help to support the local extension programs in each of the counties. Now, there might not be a Jan Dougan in each county, but there is some type of extension programming that's available in each county in Indiana. Here in DuBois County, we are very, very fortunate to have a extension program that includes an ag and natural resources educator. We also have a 4-H youth development educator. And recently, our nutrition education program has changed, and we have a community wellness coordinator that's working in DuBois County. And then we also have a family nutrition program assistant who works with our at-risk families who qualify for food stamps to help them understand healthy eating and nutrition. And then my role in the extension program, I have two roles actually here in the county. One of my roles is as county extension director. I'm just sort of in charge of the office and make sure everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Personnel management and make sure that everybody's doing their job. And then in addition to that, my job as a health and human sciences extension educator, I provide education and community education in the area of health and human sciences. And we've talked many times, Bill, about what that means. And if you remember, it's raising kids, eating right, spending smart, living well.
Well, you're on every Wednesday on WJTS in.form, or most Wednesdays, and we really appreciate that. And it's with the Extension Office. And just let me tell you, you're watching TV right now, and I don't know what you do for a living, I don't know where you live, I don't know how you live. Purdue Extension affects you in some way. And that's the thing, how do you describe to people what Purdue Extension is? Because you're everything to everybody. If that makes any sense.
That's a bit overwhelming.
I know that is, yes.
But that can be true. I mean, there's several programs that we have that are out of our office that can impact individuals on an individual basis. For example, for me personally, a program that I'm doing is Be Heart Smart. So that's a series of educational programming to help people who are at risk for heart disease understand behavior changes that they can make to improve their health and lower their risk to actually get heart disease. Our 4-H youth program works not only directly with the youth in teaching them life skills, but also works with all our adult volunteers in providing training for them and supporting them in working with our youth. Our A&R educator might answer a question if someone's got a tree that's dying, what can I do to save my tree? Or identify an insect that somebody's found in their home, or work with a farmer on his management program to make sure that he qualifies for programs that he's eligible for, Kenny also provides estate planning. He's been trying to work on Master Gardener programming here in the area to get that program up and running. You know, in addition to that, keeping all three of the educators try to keep themselves up to date on current research and provide that information to help people here in the county to live better lives, and so that our community is stronger.
And all of this you provide really at no charge to those of us who use the system through Purdue.
There are some things that we charge for. I mean, if someone comes in for a workbook for their farm, they're going to pay for that. I have some publications that there's a small charge for. Sometimes for programming, there's a small charge for programming. There's a $15 fee to participate in the 4-H program. But really, when you think about it, the programming costs are very minimal.
Right.
And most of those programming costs are just so that we even out, so we don't lose any money when we do a program.
Well, and the most difficult thing probably you deal with is trying to get Bill Potter to put more vegetables on his plate. But I'm working on that, Jan. I'm working on that. If somebody has a question or would like to find out more about Purdue Extension, your door's always open, and you can call you on the phone or go on the internet. Let's talk about the points of contact.
Okay, the points of contact. Well, we are a county office. We are not located in the courthouse. We are located in what a lot of people like to call the USDA building.
Okay.
So it's at 1482 Executive Boulevard in Jasper, Indiana. Our phone number is 812-482-1782. Our website, purdue.edu. You can get to us that way. By searching on that or Google Purdue Extension Du Bois County. We also have a Facebook page. We also are starting to do Instagram. We have a Twitter account. All the social media we're trying to access and to provide information to people that way, because people like to learn that way or like to find out their information that way. Our office hours are basically 8 to 4. We follow the courthouse schedule, so if it's a holiday, we may be closed. But other than that, we're there 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
I think we think of Purdue Extension and the Du Bois County Office of Purdue Extension one time a year, and that's the 1 week during the fair. But that, if we could all understand that that's 1 week of the 52 weeks that you do things, so the 51 other weeks you are just busy doing things. I could call you up and say, I'm thinking of cooking squash. How do I do that? And you're there to help me. I know I've talked to Kenny Eck because I had zucchini. All of a sudden, it all just died. Well, it's that virus that it gets, and basically Kenny said you're going to have to plant in a different location in your garden next year. There's just so much that you do, but one of the most important things you do is the youth development, to getting kids to doing things right.
Right. Our 4-H program is a very strong program. We have a new 4-H youth educator, Jenny Monarch, who has just been with us about a half a year now. She's doing some great things with our program and in carrying on some of the parts of the program that were good, changing up some parts of the program to meet kids' needs today. There's a new initiative that's going on in 4-H. It's called Spark Clubs, which if a child, because the focus in 4-H isn't just the fair, the focus is on the learning, the focus is on the life skills that the kids learn. The Spark Club idea is about taking one thing that kids might want to learn. Like, for example, if kids wanted to learn more about media here in Du Bois County, we could set up with an adult volunteer opportunities for those kids to learn more about the media here. So it would be a short-term experience for them. They might meet a few weeks or once a month for a few months, and then at the end of the program, that's done. Their commitment's done, but they were still part of the 4-H. There may or may not be something that they bring to the fair, but they've learned through the 4-H program through the Spark Club initiative.
What about adults? You mentioned the Master Gardener series, and then I know that there's extension clubs, adult extension clubs throughout Du Bois County. Talk about that.
So the Master Gardener program, it's been a challenge in trying to figure out a way to get people interested in that and get a large enough class. Kenny has worked with trying to partner with Spencer County. Last year they had a program down there. This year the enrollment wasn't enough to actually have a class, but he's going to keep working at that and try to figure out how to get more people interested. One of the challenges perhaps with the Master Gardener program is not only do you, when you participate, not only do you increase your education about gardening and trees and plants and everything that grows, but you also make a commitment to give back to the community. So you give, I believe it's 40 hours back to the community in doing projects or teaching or sharing or encouraging others and developing a clear understanding of growing things. So, you know, sometimes maybe people shy away from that. I don't know, but we're going to figure out what's going on there and see if we can't get that up and going. For me, I'm looking at a new initiative probably starting next year, in that we would have volunteers working with me and that I would train them in healthy eating, train them in maybe teaching young families how to budget their money. And then those volunteers would work one-on-one with those individuals. So there's only one of me, and there's so much need that maybe that rippling effect can impact more families in our community. And then, you know, with 4-H, we continue to offer a lot of different kinds of programming, update projects, keep things up to date, provide training for volunteers so that they're skilled at working with the kids. It just is ongoing.
It's amazing how many different ways the Purdue Extension Office of Du Bois County and the county, wherever you happen to be, touches your life.
Yes.
And you may not realize what it does. Mm-hmm. You come on every Wednesday and we talk usually about something healthy, mm-hmm. Or life skills.
Yes.
And we really appreciate you coming in and doing that. But we just want people to know that Purdue Extension really exists for us to learn. Mm-hmm. You're a teaching experience. You're not going to come to my garden and do the work for me, but you're going to tell me how to do garden better.
Or we might point you to a resource so that you can learn more yourself. We have a lot of home canners, people
Right.
interested in home food preservation in our county. And there's excellent resources available through the land-grant university in Georgia, the University of Georgia, where people can take an online program. So if they want to learn more, I might not be the one to teach that, but I can show them where there might be other information that they could learn themselves, because some people like that. They like to learn online at their own pace. Other people would rather have a face-to-face educational experience. And then, you know, there's some people that they just need the answer. They just need the resource or the information so that they can solve whatever issue or problem that they're working with. The other thing I think that Purdue does in our county is that we partner and work and collaborate with so many different other groups and agencies in the county to make things happen. We might not be the lead agency, but we're at the table and we're working together to make changes here that will make this community and our communities all in our county great places to live, where people will want to live and where people will want to raise their families.
Well, I think one of the strengths of this community is the Du Bois County Extension Office right here, and we appreciate with all that you do.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate the opportunity to be here and share that with everyone that's viewing.
Our guest has been Jan Dougan. She is the Du Bois County Extension Director and Educator for Du Bois County, and she's got a great group of people who she's working with to bring information to you and to help you solve problems you may have. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. We're local people watching local people.